Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Mark. In this video I wanted to talk about expectations, specifically releasing expectations. How do we allow energy to flow and let go of what we think is supposed to happen? So if you have not already, please subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell, and you'll be notified when I release new videos. Thank you. Expectations. We've come through a year right now, I'm talking 2020, where we should have learned to release expectations. That was a year that really laid out in such a way that nobody really could have seen what was supposed to happen. And that was for a good reason. We needed a shakeup. We have the splitting of the timeline. We've got 5D New Earth beginning to manifest. And we have the old Matrix, the old 3D Earth breaking down. That's what's happening with all this clearing, all these dense emotions that are surfacing, especially in the collective. Now, we as light workers have gone through that healing process, the majority of it prior to last year, so we were better equipped to ride the storm, so to speak, right? But I can assure you, and I'm sure most of you would agree with me, that we could not have anticipated what would have happened in 2020. And even now in the beginning of 2021, things are happening that are just completely outside the realm of anything we could have expected or anticipated. So there are some lessons here, very important soul lessons here. And the thing that I've been told from my guides consistently, and this goes back to last year as well, the message, the recurring theme I was getting and still am getting from my guides is to let go of any expectations. When we have an expectation of how things are supposed to flow, how events are supposed to take place and to manifest, we cut off our energy. We choke ourselves off, so to speak. We narrow our focus into a bandwidth of density, and we miss the greater picture. We don't allow the unexpected to flow. So we don't see opportunities. We don't see the bigger picture because we are focused on a reality that is in alignment with our programming, our beliefs, and what we've been taught, throughout our lives. So that severely limits our energy, our perspective. So we want to step outside of that. And we do that by constantly, continuously going back to our heart center. We need to be able to be available spiritually to spot opportunities, to see the bigger picture, to feel what's really happening. Okay, our mind might say one thing based on what our five senses perceive, but our soul is going to show us that we need to release those expectations. We need to not be so reliant on what we're seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, what we're experiencing with our five senses. Those are very limiting. Those are our navigation tools to work our way through 3D. Now, we don't want to only rely on that. We want to hook into our greater soul perspective. Think of it this way. If you were navigating a ship on the water, if you were using only your five senses, you'd be going based on what you see and maybe what you hear. Now, it's going to be a lot more difficult to get where you're going when you rely just on those senses. But when you could drop in and feel and be guided by something greater, intuition, or in the modern world, we could think of it as maybe GPS, right? We don't see where the signal comes from, but we know it's there. We can be guided by our soul into lands, new experiences that we previously might not have thought existed because we were just operating through our five senses. So 2021 is going to be about that. Okay, we are going to need to step away from the movie, step away from the Matrix, create that space, and really, if you're thinking of it in terms of a movie, get in the audience, right, and see it. So when we can pull ourselves out of the movie and just watch it, instead of being emotionally invested in it, we see a greater landscape, okay? And once we're able to anchor in our soul's energy and anchor in that higher 5D perspective, that then allows us to take a step back into the movie with that perspective, with that higher perspective. That's called embodiment. That allows us to move around the matrix, move around the movie as the character with the connection to our soul, the connection to our higher self, knowing that we are just in this reality for the experiences. We are not of the reality. We are in it to have experiences, if that makes sense. So we create that space, and essentially we use this reality as a mechanism for growth on a spiritual level. Okay, we don't emotionally invest into it thinking that that's reality and that's all that there is. So that's what 2021 is going to be about. So we're going to get we're going to experience a lot of wackiness coming up. I can assure you. I've already been told in this timeline there are going to be things that are going to come out of left field that nobody could have anticipated. Okay, it's going to be a wild ride. Now, if we see it from our 5D perspective, it's going to be the most glorious, amazing experience. That's why we came. If we don't see it from that perspective, if we want to continue to be tied and be reactive to these events as they unfold, we're going to move into suffering, which is what we want to avoid. We don't want to do that. We don't want to identify with these events as they unfold. We want to be able to see it for what it is. We are going through a huge, tremendous collective energy clearing right now. We are being fully supported by our guides, by our star family. They are holding space for us. We are grounding this light. We are holding space for the collective, and for others that might be more identified with this reality, we are allowing them space to connect up with their higher selves so that they can continue on their journey and their healing process. So if there's anything that we're going to expect this year, it is expect the unexpected. Okay? That is it. Sit back, enjoy the show, enjoy the ride, monitor your emotions, monitor your feelings, sit with them, allow them to heal, be present with them as all this craziness in our 3D reality unfolds. And we will do our job as light workers to assist in our star family with healing this planet, healing Gaia, healing the collective, and continuing on the ascension path so that we can ground and manifest 5D New Earth right here and right now. So I hope this video resonated with you guys. Again, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Leave a comment. Love to hear from you, and hit that like button if you like that video. I would so appreciate that too. So until next time, guys, love and light.